about that much. Now straight. Come on, about 3 more feet. Straight, dead straight. Brake. You were right, it's pretty smooth car.
Hi everybody, it's Johnny here again. Today's project is cleaning this up just a little bit. It has a couple. This is one of our sponsors' cars. Really nice, fun machine. I got to drive it yesterday for just a little bit. Anyway, it has a couple little issues. Some of the wiring was routed right on top of this hot little engine bay. Oh, by the way, that's a small block 427. I guess that's a stroker motor, and those are GT heads. This is a screamer. Another thing wrong is that the nice little tachometer is dead at 15. We thought there was a wire disconnected behind the dash, but before we go through pulling the dash, which means pulling that steering column, I think we'll see if we can find and test the lead that goes to the tachometer, and also in the process reroute some of this wiring, maybe all the way around to the fender well, possibly move the heater hose too and clean up the top of that engine a little bit if we can. It's all about packaging in this car. Anyway, I'll bring you back later and show you what we get done, some of the in progress. Thanks for checking. Okay, here we are about 3 hours later. I have dug all the black tape and cool coily plastic off of the car, and it seems like there's enough hose and wire to untangle and reroute this stuff around the firewall. We're going to come out of the firewall, across the back of the motor, around this way, and then drop the power off where it needs to be, over there with the distributor thingy and whatever else is over there. Hi guys, Johnny here again. Thought I'd get you a little shot of the project in the middle of progress here. So we got that big clump of black tape out of there, moved a few things around, and a little cleanup will get you this. Oh yeah, don't let me forget this fun stuff. So that's what's going on. Just clean it up a little bit. Not rerouting anything. Nothing surprising of note. Looked like there was a heat issue once upon a time. This wire was connected to nowhere, so it had been replaced with one of these others. Yeah, some of these not so happy. All of these been replaced from their accessory to the switch or wherever they were going with whole wires. So almost done with that. Then we're gonna try something new with the wrapping, and we're also rerouting too under the fender well, back around this way to the front of the motor, skipping the whole let's lay on the hot motor program. Anyway, I'll bring you back later. Okay, here's another in progress shot. We used some titanium header tape and some side entry self-adhesive heat shrink, military spec stuff, and this stuff just came from the auto parts store. Titanium has a nice gold color. Wrapped it like a 10-speed handle all the way around, dropped it off at the ignition plug, all the way around, to the relocated coil, fan, more nice shrink wrap, and then it comes across and goes to the front of the motor. Ta-da! Including the badass polished air conditioner. Alright, I'll be back when I get done and have it cleaned up a little bit. Okay, it's me again. One last in progress shot before we wrap up this wiring job. We have the car back together. Here's one of the reasons I'll never let you see me work very often. We like to work barefoot, and we support big poisoner tobacco companies with our $5 a day. But aside from that, we have this. What we did to this car was move a couple clumps of wiring off the top of the motor and those heater hoses. We replaced cork valve covers because this one was leaking in the back. And then while we had them off, we washed these valve covers up and did a nice little 400 grit across the top there. And then we made this. We took their plastic corrugated and tore it all out and threw it in a big pile. Oh, also, this is what we cut out of the car. There was some business like this, which isn't bad, but you know what? This car deserved a little better. It deserves whole wires. Deserves ignition distributor wires. We moved the coil, one of the jobs I'll show you. It had a few just loose hangers, wasn't doing nothing. A couple of these. This is the one that melted. So, you know, we cut that out, replaced it with whole wire, and then we wrapped it in that nice titanium header wrap, actually. And to seal the ends this time, I used some wraparound self-adhesive shrink tube, heat shrink tube. I owe this car a couple of clamps there. We're going to make a aluminum plate there so that this and this has a nicer place to mount in the glass of the car. And I'm going to try to spin you around here. And we're going to make a clamp for here to tie all this together. There's the new location of the coil, no longer sitting on top of the motor. So next time I show you the car, we'll have this engine bay. Whoops, get my fat fucking finger out of the way, excuse me. Next time I show you the car, it'll be complete. We'll have the thing on there, and I'll throw in a couple. Alright everybody, we have this car pretty much wrapped up. Clean the inside, put the dash back in, reset the steering wheel, blah blah. Here's how the engine bay looks now. I'll pop a quick shot of what it looked like before right in the middle, even though you probably just saw it a couple minutes ago. I'll show you before and after. We went from the two little rubbery clamps to one clamp, nice titanium. I tried to light that stuff on fire and it didn't even flinch. It wraps around. We have a little fab work to go on in there still, but that's for next session. And just goes out, cleaned up a little there, and from here it goes out to the motor under the high heat shrink wrap. I don't know, pretty nice. I love it. This is a great car. I didn't build it, but I drove the shit out of it the other day. Thanks, Norm. Alright, here's a look from the other side. We have a little more detail to do, but like I said, I'll have this car back in 10 or 12 days after I fab a couple things up, a couple little brackets, maybe a clamp. But much cleaner than when we got it. Happy sponsor, happy me, happy road runner. Okay, just to recap, here's a list of what we did to this nice car. Had a big glob of wire on the top of the motor, and those heater lines were sitting on top of the motor. Wiring going every which way. So we corralled all that, made it all single pieces from end to end, through the firewall, all the way around, out to where it's going. Sorry if the editing ends up showing 4 times of this same path. Also changed to nice trick blue valve cover gaskets because this one had a leak down here. And we polished up the fins on the valve cover. And some of that work, oh, also one of the knocks on the car was tachometer didn't work. Somewhere in the video you'll see that it now works. That involved pulling the dash because there's room for the tachometer and half a finger. Everything went back together, came apart smoothly, easily. Real nice car. We have a couple projects to go. I'll walk you through those. We are going to put a nice grill in there. This sponsor prefers a grill, so we're going to plug those holes up so that dirty little rocks can't get in there. And we're going to continue this little aluminum heat shield up into the top of the footwell. First on this side, then on that side. And this car has cool trick little side windows that pop in and out of these holes. And hard to find a nice mirror configuration, so we're gonna whip up a little bracket. Maybe I'll show you, maybe I won't. I'll show you the bracket, maybe I'll show you how we make it. We'll see how much fuckery's involved. All in all, nice car. Thanks for letting me work on it.